Hello everyone, this is Adam with AEW Maine Treasure Adventures. Today, our adventure takes us into the town of Bar Harbor to walk the shore path. I'll tell you some history and some of the interesting stories along the way. The shore path was originally created in 1881, so it's a little older than I am. Currently, as of 2023, it's 142 years old. We are starting our walk on Weymouth Lane, just past the MDI Hospital. Bar Harbor was initially incorporated in 1796 as the town of Eden, after Sir Richard Eden, an English statesman, in a document signed by Samuel Adams. In 1918, the town changed its name to Bar Harbor. Some of the celebrities that have lived in and around Bar Harbor are Martha Stewart, David Morse, Susan Sarandon, Ned Johnson and his daughter Abigail Johnson, Robert Bass, Nelson Rockefeller, Fred Savage, George Dorr, and Caspar Weinberger. So many others came to stay for the summers. The first story I want to talk about is at the turn up ahead. In the water, there is a huge man-made rock formation called the breakwater. This has a pretty cool story behind it. One of Bar Harbor's wealthiest summer residents at the time was J.P. Morgan of J.P. Morgan Chase & Company, Chase Bank. He was involved with tons of different investments that helped build America up at the time. One of JP's favorite places to stay was in Frenchman's Bay, on his yacht, right here in Bar Harbor. Another one of his favorite pastimes was throwing parties on his yacht with all his rich, wealthy neighbors. However, because of the waves that would rock the yacht so much, most would spill their cocktails all over the place, and most would eventually decide they no longer wanted to go to his parties. Well, J.P. Morgan wouldn't allow a few waves to stop his parties. He called the White House and told them that Bar Harbor needed a breakwater. The president agreed, and thanks to the taxpayers, the breakwater started construction in 1888 with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. It was fully completed by 1917. It is 2,510 feet long. I know because I measured it. It took 382,000 tons of stone and cost $385,000. Now, in comparison, 385,000 in 1888 is like $12,468,772.11 in today's money. The island that the breakwater extends toward is Bald Porcupine Island. The great thing is, during storms, the breakwater does help break down the waves from eroding Bar Harbor's shoreline more than the normal erosion, and most importantly, J.P. Morgan and his wealthy friends could have their cocktail parties on the water without spilling their drinks everywhere. An interesting fact on J.P., like a ton of other famous people at the time, J.P. Morgan had a ticket for the Titanic. It was a personal suite B-52. It was the largest room on the ship. He was supposed to be on the ship when it launched in 1912. However, he extended his French vacation and missed the sinking of the Titanic. This house is called the John and Cain Cottage. It also goes by the names Breakwater and Acadia. This house was built for John Jacob Astor's great-grandson, John Eames Cain, in 1904. The Breakwater Cottage was designed by local architect Fred L. Savage. John would stay there during the summers up until his death in 1913. The house was one of a few to survive the great 1947 fire of Bar Harbor. It remained in the hands of the Astor descendants until 1955. A side note, but still within the family, John Jacob Astor IV died on the Titanic in April 1912 when it sank. He was one of the richest people in the world at the time. He built landmark New York hotels like the Astoria Hotel and St. Regis. Back to the house. In 1998, the Barrett family purchased the property, making certain that the grounds and the home were completely restored with all improvements created to capture Breakwater's original designs. Here are some pictures of the inside and around the property. The Breakwater is a Tudor-style residence. It's acclaimed as the most elaborate Fred Savage design that stands today. The 13,803 square foot, 12-bedroom, 8.5 bath mansion with a 4-bedroom carriage house, a gatehouse, and a 5-bay garage. This double-gated 3.91 acre property is a private sanctuary on the shore path in the heart of Bar Harbor. The property and the views are pretty amazing. Let's keep walking. I keep seeing something in the water up ahead. Let's go check it out. Whoa! In the water right now, we have a team of seals eating a bait ball of fish. A bait ball occurs when many small fish swarm in a tightly packed circular formation. All of the fish are trying to stay in the center of the ball, as this is the best defense from the predators trying to eat them, like seals, birds, sharks, whales, and other fish. I have another video that shows the seals eating underwater, along with drone video from above. Check it out at the end of this video. Let's talk some more interesting facts about Bar Harbor and Acadia National Park. Bar Harbor is 7th ranked amongst the top 10 most popular summer destinations in the United States in 2023. Did you know that each year Bar Harbor visitors consume roughly 5,316,000 lobsters? These lobsters are caught directly off the spectacular rugged coast right here in Bar Harbor. In the early years, lobsters were inexpensive and nutritional, so it was often served to servants and prisoners. It is now considered a delicacy. Bar Harbor has been a top port of call for New England cruise ships. Around 170 cruise ships and 185,000 cruise passengers visit Bar Harbor each year. Cadillac Mountain is located within Acadia National Park. It is the highest point on the United States East Coast. Acadia National Park is the oldest park east of the Mississippi and was founded solely by private citizens. Acadia National Park is the largest visitor attraction in Maine. Bar Harbor receives over 3.3 million total visitors each year. Bar Harbor only has 5,269 year-round residents. Vice President Nelson Rockefeller was born in Bar Harbor on July 8, 1908. He was the 41st Vice President of the United States for President Gerald Ford. Do you see that large rock up ahead? That is called Balance Rock. The rock itself is not indigenous to Bar Harbor. It made its way here in the last ice age, more than 10,000 years ago. It is believed to have come from Lucerne area, near Bangor, about 40 miles away from Bar Harbor. The glacial ice was more than 1 mile thick and had a major role in shaping the landscape around the island, like the mountaintops being rounded instead of pointed.
Yeah, I mean it looks like that's it, but that's a lot.
Balancing rock.
Rock way out there. Called
Here's Grant Park. Mount Desert Island is the largest island off the coast of Maine. It is the 6th largest island in the continental United States. The list of the top 10 largest islands in the continental United States goes like this. Number 1, Long Island, New York, 1,401 square miles. Number 2, Padre Island, Texas, 209 square miles. Number 3, Isle Royale, Michigan, 206 square miles. Number 4, Whidbey Island, Washington, 169 square miles. Number 5, Drummond Island, Michigan, 125 square miles. Number 6, the one and only MDI, Maine, 108 square miles. Number 7, Marsh Island, Louisiana, 100 square miles. Number 8, Santa Cruz Island, California, 98 square miles. Number 9, Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts, 91 square miles. To round everything out, we have number 10, Johns Island, South Carolina, 84 square miles. Bar Harbor got its name from the sandbar that connects Bar Harbor to Bar Island at low tide.
Yeah, real quick.
We are going to end our trip up ahead after we walk by some boats and a couple of large cannons. I'll talk about those in another video later on. Remember to click on the video at the end of this to watch some seals underwater, along with a couple different angles from the bait ball feedings. Thank you so much for checking out the video and sticking with me as I get my shoulder rehab so I can get back into diving and underwater treasure hunting. Underneath that bridge is where I used to catch all kinds of sand sharks. They're still under there. All right. Get some cannons. Love y'all. AEW out.